Hi. So, how to hold the banjo. So, the purpose of how to hold the banjo is to enable you to be able to access the banjo in the way you need to use good technique and play it in a proper, relaxed and efficient way. So there's two basic ways that you'll see a banjo being held by somebody. One is cradled between your two legs like that, and the other is on your right leg thigh like that. Now that's the way I hold it. I don't know why, even because I started learning at such an early age that that's just the way I played. Back in those days, I don't remember actually seeing many people holding it the other way. So I'm not sure how all of that came about or evolved or anything else. And somebody decides to do something or feels more comfortable doing it, and then someone else sees and they think, oh yeah, that's I'd rather that too. I don't know. So they're the two ways. So which of them to use could depend upon your own physicality. You know, I mean, if you're a smaller person with shorter arms, maybe this is better, and or maybe this is better because you can reach in here better. You know, if you're not, maybe it's out here. Now I'm not. I'm taller and I've long arms, but I still play like that. But I play like that because I started like that when I was a kid, and that's my habit at this stage, and I find it fine. I can play it the other way, and probably anyone who plays that one way can play the other way, but I feel more comfortable this way, and I've gotten used to that. Now the thing is, when you find that position, you're based on your, like, I mean, for instance, if by here you feel like you're reaching out too far, and you're like this, if you feel that way, depending on your body shape or whatever, then you can move it so that wherever the banjo is, your hand and this arm falls fairly naturally to here, and this one comes fairly naturally into here. You're not usually up here, you're usually down closer to the bridge here. So it's a position that enables you to have both hands in the place on the banjo where they're needed. And this one should be here and this one should be here. Now if you found that was, you know, on your arms out here and that's not comfortable, then move it in to here. And but you don't be halfway between the two, and don't be kind of over here, and don't have it over here like this. So central-ish, but that's probably why they're the only two, because, you know, you will see people doing odd things with them, but it's not recommended. So one or the other this way, and whichever one you do, then your hands are in position here, which are discussed in the lesson, so you can go back to that. So this hand will be here close to the bridge coming in, so that you can strike the strings fairly straight across, so that's your hands coming in like that. You're not having to go up like this, or, you know, down like this, or so you're going in here just above the tailpiece here, and your hands resting there just in front, about 2 inches in front of the bridge. And this hand is central over these first 5 frets, those 5 spaces there. So that's your position then. So that's you take note of that then, and think, right, I feel more comfortable with the banjo here, with this hand's here, this hand's here, and that's your banjo position. The neck of the banjo will usually be at about maybe whatever that is, what would you call that, like 25 degrees, 30 degrees or something like that. That you're getting, but again, that can depend on your physicality, your shape of your arm, the shape of your hands, your body. But your pick should be striking the strings straight across them. So if your hand coming in here, now if I move my hand in like that, it goes up above the strings, as you can see. So it's got to be falling a couple of inches in front of the bridge, where with the picks dragging across. So if you're a couple of inches in front of the bridge and you're here like this and you're going across the strings like that, that's wrong. It needs to be going flat across. Now, if you've got the banjo up here and you're there, then this is going down that way if I don't. So you usually a small angle like that. If you look at players, you'll find that that's usually where they are. So usually at about an angle like that, find the most comfortable here, that your hands, like, going from your natural position with your shoulders down or whatever, that you're not out here, you're not up here, you're not, and that you're able to go central in on the banjo, your pick striking the strings flat, and these fingers are covering those 5 frets, and that's your holding position of the banjo then, and your right hand, your left hand. And what you do then is you build that into your regime of when you start playing the banjo, as I spoke about in the introduction. You build that into your regime, then you start off, you get off, until it becomes a habit. You have to tell yourself what you're doing. So you get in, you get your seat, you get your position, you're saying, yeah, no, that's where I found that, I did go through that, and I like that there, and yeah, my hand's there with that, and then feel comfortable with it. And that's your holding position. That's how you determine your holding position. It's to enable you to access what you need to access. So take a bit of time with that, and just get comfortable with where is the best position for you.